for 'tis I who should be thanking you.
So you're a poet, are you?
For you speak the truth. For without poetry, I am no wit, no words, no worth. Action, no utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood.
Okay then, so tell us, how does this story begin?
'Twas deep upon a midwinter's eve, when thus our story beganest, for the noble queen was with child.
Oh my gracious, what pain is this that tortures my bones? A chair, my kingdom for a chair.
As the queen took up her place at the window sill, watching the softly falling snow.
Hark, how soft and gentle the snowflakes doth fall upon the windowsill.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You're telling it all wrong.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next guest, Rowdy!
Yeah!
Thank you, Rowdy. Now, how was Wordy's version of the story wrong?
The snowman! It was midwinter! This was no peaceful, sleepy snowfall. No, it was a crazy blizzard. It was epic. We're talking a major apocalyptic snow age.
Whoa, would you look at all that snow out there? I've never seen snow in like all of forever. It's a total snow apocalypse.
Now we're talking.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's as you heard it from me. Rowdy, the dwarf who rocks.
Him. As I was saying, the queen took up her place at the window to sew, pondering what name shall be given to her unborn child, the child she just knew who'd grow up to be the next queen and the fairest beauty in all the land.
Hippolyta? Bianca? Juliet?
No. She has to be thinking of better names than that. The girl's about to be a rock star, for crying out loud.
Miley? Madonna? Beyonce?
But she promptly tired of thinking up such bohemian monikers.
Oh, what's in a name that we would call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet?
As the queen looked up from her sewing at the softly falling
Heavy falling.
snow, as pondering what name shall be given to her unborn child, she pricked her finger upon the needle.
Oh my.
And there was blood everywhere.
Oh my, help, someone, anyone, please help me.
No. It was but a single drop of her mother's blood that fell upon the snow.
Oh my.
As the queen looked upon the dark red drop of blood, juxtaposed the pure white snow, she then knew what name shall be given to her unborn child.
Snow White.
Lovely, simply lovely. But I'm told we may end up short on time today. Sorry, no pun intended. So we must be moving along. Joining us now is a very intellectual, matter of a factor who likes to tell it just like it is. Please welcome to the stage, Nerdy!
That's me, utterly and unequivocally.
Boring.
Excuse me?
Come on, admit it. You are the boring one. Every story can't be like a documentary or a reality TV show, you know.
So what if it's a reality over fiction? It's just like you said. I tell it exactly as it happened. Nothing but the facts here.
Whatever.
And the romantic, passionate, and sometimes dramatic, Lady! Are you okay?
No.
Sorry, but what may I ask is the matter?
Oh, I know. He hates this part of the story.
For Weepy was blessed with a heart 2 sizes too big, for he leaps at the simplest joys and weeps at the slightest sorrows.
I see. So tell us, why do you hate this part of the story so much?
It's just so sad. Snow White was finally born, but her mother tragically died after childbirth. There was Snow White's father, He was so happy at the birth of his child, and yet grieved beyond the worst of griefs because the love of his life died. And little Snow White, who was just the fairest of them all, would have to grow up without a mother. The mother she would have loved dearly and did love dearly for all of her life, even though she never knew her. Oh, and they were just both so sad.
But then the king remarried.
But he married the foulest, most wickedest, and awful woman that ever walked the earth. And poor Snow White would have to grow up with this vile woman as her stepmother. Oh, it was just all so sad.
However, it wasn't all that sad.
Uh-oh, here we go.
As a matter of fact, it wasn't so sad at all.
How so? What made Snow White's upbringing less tragic?
Oh, I know. She grew up to be beautiful.
Of course she is.
She was beautiful, ever so beautiful as a shooting star blazing across the midnight sky, as beautiful as a rainbow beaming across the horizon after an afternoon rainstorm, as beautiful as the newborn sun shining down on the earth after a cold, harsh winter, as beautiful as the...
Okay, so she was beautiful. Go on. What was that like?
What was it like? Not much at first. It's more about what it became, I guess.
You mean like a rivalry was born?
Oh yes, a rivalry. A rivalry it was indeed.
So what was that like? Could you tell us?
That's a very good question. Very good. But if I was pressed, I guess I'd have to say it was very much like a beauty pageant.
And here they are, your finalists for Miss Fairest of them all, Snow White, and the diabolically evil wicked queen.
Don't you forget it.
And now, in this final round, I'll ask both lovely finalists the same single question. Each will have 10 seconds to respond. Snow White, we'll begin with you. You are really very beautiful, beautiful beyond words even. So fair and kind, girl, that no one else compares. Now, Snow White, your question. If there were one thing, anything at all, that you would give up for your own beauty, what would that be?
That's easy. If I could give up my beauty in exchange for anything, I would trade it for world peace.
All right, she had her turn. Now it's my turn. What's my question?
As I mentioned, I'll be asking both finalists the same single question. Now, Evil Queen, if you could give up your beauty for one thing, anything at all, what would that be?
My beauty?
Yes, if you can call it that.
What would I give it up for?
Yes, anything at all. What's more important to you than your beauty?
I don't know.
5 seconds.
But that's an impossible question. What's more important than beauty?
2 seconds.
I would give it up for
And
ultimate
time.
power!
I'm sorry, your time has expired. And that completes our final round. Now, while the judges tally our scores. Oh, it seems the scores have already been tallied. But boy, that was quick. Now to announce the winner and Miss Fairest of them all, please welcome the Magic Mirror. Now, without further ado, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Snow White is the fairest by far.
Thank you, thank you, thank you all. Doesn't seem like it was much of a contest.
It wasn't. But the evil queen was so consumed with her beauty that she refused to let anybody steal her crown.
Interesting. Okay, so come on. What happened next?
Oh, you just have to get you-know-who out here to tell the next part of the story. He tells this part of the story the best.
Very well. This next one is a bit of a mystery. He chooses to remain anonymous, so at his request, we have concealed his identity. Please welcome Creepy to the stage. So, we've just learned
It was a dark and stormy night.
No. That's not enough. You weren't listening. It was dark and stormy. Blow winds and crack your cheeks. Rage blow till cataracts and hurricane spouts. Till you drench the steeples and drown the cocks. Thou plot and thought executing fires. Vaunt quarry of oak-cleaving thunderbolts that singe thy white head. Crack nature's mold, that all Germans spill out at once, that make ingrateful man. Yeah. What he said.
As I was saying, it was a dark and stormy night, and the evil queen had murderous plans.
How dare she? What right has she to win my crown and steal my thunder? No one is fairer than I. No one. And for her trespasses upon my claim, as the fairest in the land, that little wretch shall pay. Oh yes, she shall pay dearly.
And so, the evil queen hatched an evil plan and called upon the skills of the most skilled assassin in all the land.
Come hither, hunter.
Yes, my queen. And the name's not Hunter, it's Huntsman. James Huntsman.
The huntsman was famous and feared for his very particular set of skills. Skills he had acquired over a very long career. Skills that made him a nightmare for enemies of the kingdom. The queen knew that when it came to offing your enemies, there was no one better. So she called for the huntsman and welcomed him into the family, so to speak.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
What does Her Highness desire?
I have need of your services. I need you to bring me the heart of a foul creature.
That I can do. There's neither man nor monster in the forest that can escape me.
So I am told. Are you loyal to me, huntsman? Will you bring me the creature's heart upon my request?
That I can. I will. I give you my solemn vow. Name the creature, and I will bring you its heart, my queen.
Snow White,
The princess.
the princess.
But
Do you protest?
No, my queen, I would never. But the princess.
Yes, the princess. You just gave me your vow, huntsman, promising to bring me her heart. Now surely, huntsman, you, of all my servants, are smart enough to know the consequences of rescinding a vow given to the queen.
Yes, my queen, I will do as I have promised.
So the huntsman had no choice?
That's right. The queen tricked him into a vow he didn't realize he was making.
And one that he didn't have the heart to carry out.
Interesting. I want to hear more about that, but we must take a short break for a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll hear more from Wordy, Nerdy, Weepy, Creepy, and Rowdy as we also welcome our final two dwarfs to tell their side of the story. More to come after these short messages.
This one never misses a chance to tell a knock-knock joke.
Who's there? Bob. That's it. I really should have known you weren't Howdy.
No. You're supposed to say,
Right, I've got it. Bob who?
that's my name, don't wear it out.
You're Bob, the goofy one, right?
I know you are, but what am I?
Please, enough of the silliness. Are you or are you not Bob?
To be or not to be.
Very well, Bob it is.
Yeah, and Bob's your uncle.
So, Bob, the Princess Snow White and the husband. When last up their spree, he was just about to kill her, wasn't he?
Kill her? Now! He didn't even know her. And what's more, he couldn't even get her out of the castle. Look, here's how it all went down. Is this thing on?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
So I was flying in from New York, right? And now my arms are so tired. Anyone? Okay. Is this thing on? So I see this huntsman talking to this princess, and the huntsman says,
Yo, darling, you wanna go for a walk?
Sure. Where are we going?
Under there.
Where?
Under there.
What?
Under there.
Underwear. What? I don't get it.
he wants her to take her for a walk.
I know that. I got that much, but where's he taking her?
Under there.
No. You got to tell him once, and that's more than enough. He wanted to take her into the dark and mysterious forest.
Come along, the forest awaits.
But the princess remained cautious. After all, she had seen enough monster movies and horror flicks to know that going into the dark and mysterious forest was a very bad idea.
But I can't. I mean, I really shouldn't. After all, it's so dark and spooky and mysterious, and such awful things can happen there. Haven't you seen any scary movies lately?
No, I've been too busy hunting.
You didn't see the big bad wolf man?
No.
How about Once Upon a Nightmare on Elm Street?
No.
The Texas Gingerbread Massacre?
No.
How about the Bride of Rumpelstiltskin?
No. Look, there is nothing to fear. I go into the woods all the time.
Still, the hunter wasn't saying much to quell the princess's fears.
But who knows what could be lurking out there? There could be lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
I know. It's practically full of dangerous beasts.
Finally, the huntsman realized what he had to do. He spoke to Snow White like a true hero, a man with sensitivity.
Look, there are many beasts out there and many that should be feared. But you needn't worry. You'll be with me. Anything out there I can handle. Don't worry, princess. I'll keep you safe.
It was just what she needed to calm her fears and win her trust.
So the huntsman convinced Snow White to go with him?
Yes. Too bad he was leading her to her death. Oh, so sad.
Oh my. It looks like we're gonna need some time to compose ourselves here, so while we do that, let's bring out our final guest. Joining us now is the seventh and final dwarf. Please welcome to the stage the dwarf who's born in just a big country, Howie! Howdy.
Howdy, ma'am, and thank you kindly.
So, as Levy was just telling us, the husband was leading Snow White away to her death.
Now wait just a doggone moment there, Oakley. You ain't heard my part of the tale yet, so don't go making any assumptions just yet.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what you mean by that.
What I mean is, that there huntsman wasn't leading Snow White off to her death. That there huntsman was leading Snow White off in the wild blue yonder, but it weren't for no death sentence at all. It was more like two good-natured cowfolk on a trail ride on the old Ponderosa. And for the first time in her life, Miss Snow White was free from the trappings of that stepmother of hers.
Boy, Howdy, I tell you what, huntsman, my life ain't ever felt so free and easy as it does right now.
I tried telling you, there ain't nothing to fear out in these here woods.
That's not what I meant. I mean, you're right. Maybe I was
It's just that I can't. I'm under orders, you see.
Whose orders?
Why, your dad blames stepmom.
I see. So you're gonna off me then?
Supposed to.
Supposed to? Well, are you or ain't you?
Supposed to, but I ain't gonna off you. Nah, I just don't know how I'm gonna get out of this pickle.
You mean you ain't got no plan?
No, ma'am. And if I show back up to the castle with nothing to show for you, then I'm in a heap of trouble.
So how will they know you've done your job?
I'm supposed to bring your heart back to the queen.
My heart? Now that's downright gruesome.
It is.
Say you brought back the heart of something else. My stepmom don't know a human heart from a monkey's uncle. You're a huntsman, aren't you? Go out there and hunt down any creature you want. Bring back that heart.
By golly, that's perfect. Why didn't I think of that? I'll go out there and I'll fell a great beast and tell the queen it was you. Now, what about you? You can't come back with me. What are you gonna do out here all on your own?
Well, I suppose I'll make it some way or another.
No, ma'am. I can't just leave you out here all on your own. It wouldn't be right.
No, you go on. Don't you worry about me. You got me this far. I can take care of myself.
I insist. I ain't leaving you out here alone, princess.
Sounds like they didn't have a choice.
Oh, they were in a fix, that's for sure. But just 'cause Snow White was the fairest of them all, doesn't mean she was some pretty little thing. She had a little more metal in you than you might realize.
Look, you've got to head back without me. Don't you worry, I can handle it. You just give me some pointers about how to face this wild yonder on my own, and I know I can handle whatever comes my way. You can count on that.
Are you for sure?
I can guarantee it.
So the huntsman shared all of his knowledge of the forest and all the trials and tribulations the princess might have to face in it.
He told her of all the terrible beasts that lurk in the forest. The big bad wolves, the wicked witches, and the terrible trolls.
He gave her his bow and showed her how to shoot it. And he gave her his sword and showed her how to use it.
I gathered some logs and showed her how to make a fire.
And he showed her how to be brave in the face of the unknown.
And he told her, and he told her how to kill a cannon knock hunter to free herself from danger.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Quick,
Quick who?
quick. Look over there.
Thus, having taught Snow White all he could, the huntsman and the princess parted ways.
Thank you, good sir, and goodbye.
Goodbye, my princess.
Parting is such sweet sorrow. Bravo! Bravo! Give it up for our fairy tale players, everyone. It's time for another short break, but when we come back, Snow White will be on her own in the dark and mysterious forest. Will she make it out alive, or will the treacherous beasts find her first? Find out after these short messages.
Hey there, I'm Rumpelstiltskin for Rumpelstiltskin's Gold Emporium. In today's weekly economy, you need own gold to protect yourself and your family from economic hardships. Don't lose all your hard investments to falling markets. Protect them by buying gold. Wise investors buying my gold at such record rates, it's a good thing I have plenty of gold to go around. At Rumpelstiltskin's Gold Emporium, we have so much gold, you'd think I could spin straw into gold, and you'd be right. We have so much gold, we're practically giving it away. We're not just giving it away, we're practically giving it away. So come in to one of our locations for just the low price of your firstborn child.
You can be the goal marker before you can say Rumpelstiltskin. So come on down to Rumpelstiltskin's Golden Portal, and let's make a deal. Oh, and don't forget to bring the kids. Welcome back. Now, when last after the story, the huntsman returned to the castle leaving Snow White all alone. Is that right?
Yes, she was all on her own with no one to protect her in the dark and mysterious forest.
But wait! You're forgetting my favorite part of the story. One of the most awesomest parts of our tale. The huntsman's part.
The part where he's all heroic.
Yeah, he went full-on warrior action hero mode.
You see, honey, the huntsman had to slay a great beast and take its heart upon the queen. So he searched far and wide until he came upon a great stag.
No, it wasn't a stag.
How would you know?
The huntsman went out to slay a great beast, not some old stag.
But it could have been any beast.
Blah, blah, blah. It wasn't just any old beast, it was a great beast. At least that's the way I heard it, right from Snow White's lips.
Rowdy is right. It was a great beast. So there the huntsman was, all alone. When along came a boogeyman. It was like a nightmare.
No, it wasn't a boogeyman either. I'm telling you, the huntsman went out to slay a great beast.
You mean like a screaming banshee?
No, that's too annoying.
Mayhaps it was a cyclops from the ancient tales of yore.
No, that's too poetic.
Well, it was epic. I thought you of all dwarves would be into epic poetry.
I like epic, but not poetry. And it wasn't a cyclops.
I know, it was a giant T-Rex! A giant T-Rex with tiny arms! A giant T-Rex with tiny arms had a cutting the scratch and shit on its chin.
No, that's too silly.
What was it then?
The great beast was none other than the great and legendary
Sasquatch!
Ooh, Sasquatch. Now there's a mysterious monster story I can get behind.
No! It wasn't Sasquatch either!
The Jersey Devil?
No!
El Chupacabra?
No!
Nessie?
No! Nessie? Really? Get with the program, people! No! This is a fairy tale after all! The great beast was much worse than Nessie, Sasquatch, T-Rex, El Chupacabra, all those combined! This was none other than the great and legendary Swamp Ogre.
What happened next?
So, the huntsman being brave and strong and awesome challenged the great beast.
We experts agree, honey, that this was the fight of the century.
In this corner, the featherweight champion of the world, Huntsman! And in this corner, his opponent, the monster-weight champion of the world, the ferocious Swamp Ogre. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And they fought for what seemed like days. This was a battle for the ages. This was Tyson versus Holyfield. This was Payne versus Jamel. This was Yankees versus Red Sox. This was...
Sherlock versus Moriarty.
So we meet at last, Professor.
So let's see what happens next.
Elementary. The next thing will be me taking you to the Queen.
Hatfields versus the McCoys.
Get off my land, you rat scoundrel.
This is my fault. Yours, Yellow Belly Cow.
fight it out on this line if it takes all summer.
Macbeth the Smack Duff.
Teeth hast thou in thy head to signify that thou camest to fight the world.
But thy food's been belched upon my infected lungs.
You juggler, you canker blossom.
Away, moldy dog, away!
I shall laugh myself to sleep at this puppy-headed monster.
Away! Then yield, ye coward!
I will not yield. Lay on Macduff.
Pontius is true!
This was the most epic matchup of all time. Finally, the huntsman gaining the upper hand took control of that ogre with a great half Nelson. And then, knowing he couldn't let up against such a great opponent, he pulled out all his stops and turned his half Nelson into a full Nelson on that big bad ogre.
Then what happened?
So the huntsman, knowing he couldn't let up against such a great opponent, he did what huntsmen do best. He took that ogre by the...
No! Not in front of the kids!
Oh. Right.
Let's just say he filled his pact with the queen and leave it at that.
Very well. Stay tuned. We'll be coming back. Snow White meets the Seven Dwarfs. In the meantime, here's another word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm the Big Big Wolf, and you don't know it yet, but I hold the keys to your happily ever after. Are you ready to change your fortune? Are you ready to exchange those rags for riches? You need to be in my house with me, and I'm here to show you how. With my techniques, you'll be huffing and puffing your way to the house of work. That's right. With my simple 10-step process, you'll have all the tools to start turning over properties left and right. Sign up for our upcoming seminar at bigbadhouseflippers.com and learn how you, too, will start flipping houses.
And we're back. So, Snow White, she's been over in the woods all this time.
The dark and mysterious woods.
Right, the dark and mysterious woods. So, how did you all end up meeting her?
Well, it was simply as we wandered through the woods.
The dark and mysterious woods.
Right. As we wandered through the dark and mysterious woods, Snow White came upon our cottage.
And what, that's how you met?
No, not exactly. We weren't home at the time, so she, thinking the cottage was abandoned, let herself in.
Oh, yes. I think I've heard this one before. Now, stop me if I'm wrong, but I am certain this is Ira told. She broke into your house,
Oh, look, what a lovely little house.
broke all of your chairs, ate all of your food,
I'm so hungry.
broke all of your chairs,
What a piece of junk.
and slept in all of your beds.
Somebody ate my porridge.
Someone ate my porridge.
Somebody ate my porridge. And it's all gone. Somebody sat in my chair.
Someone slept in my bed.
Somebody slept in my bed and they're still there.
And then she awoke to find 3 angry bears standing over her. Then the bears chased her away.
Ah, now that would have been classic. Exit pursued by bear.
No, stop! That wasn't how it happened. You're thinking of that other story. That's the one with the little blonde girl.
Okay, and maybe I'm wrong, but you have to admit, they're eerily similar.
True. But Snow White didn't destroy her home like that other girl did to the home of the bears. No, she didn't destroy it. Instead, she turned our little picture of her cottage and turned it into a modern and classy showcase piece.
Today on this old cottage, we document the restoration of 14th century German cottage. The cottage is found abandoned and extremely disheveled. Snow White, can you tell us what problems you found when you moved in here?
It's a wreck. The roof is leaking something awful, so we're going to have to replace it completely. The plumbing is nowhere near code, so we're going to have to strip that out and start all over again. Besides that, loads of cosmetic issues, like the algae chlorine, rotten paint on the walls, and the extremely unflattering decor. But don't you worry, we'll have it fixed up in no time.
We know you will. And what improvements do you have on top of all that?
We've got to restore all the countertops. I'm thinking marble, maybe granite. Then we'll update the lighting to something more timely and classical. If there's time, we'll tackle the landscaping too.
Okay, Snow White, I'll let you back to sprucing up the place. In the meantime, back to you, Maggie.
Okay, thank you. It seems like we're getting off track here a little bit. Now, you all were getting us to the part where you meet the Snow White. Which one of you can tell me about that?
Well, Heidi, it went a little something like this. Snow White had been there for what seemed like days, tidying and cleaning. Cleaning and tidying. It had only been a few hours, of course, but who's counting? When in walks the shortest pair of legs she'd ever laid eyes on. It was a dwarf, of course, and one of the most mysterious you'll ever meet.
It was him!
Yeah, it was me. What's it to ya? And stop being so conspicuous. You might break my cover. Anyways, seeing as Snow White had just broken into the place, she did what came naturally. She hid. I had the feeling I was being watched, so I cased joined a bit. Just as I was about to give up my search, Snow White came out of hiding.
Hello.
Whoa, where'd you come from?
Who are you?
Who are you?
But I asked you first.
I asked you first.
But I'm your guest.
But I live here.
But I'm your princess.
Princess, guess it doesn't matter who you are. I don't go giving my name to anyone, especially not strangers. You go first.
No, you go. I insist. After all, it is the courteous thing to do.
In other words, we were getting nowhere. That's when there was a knock at the door.
Knock, knock.
I recognized the voice at once. Sensing that someone was attempting to crack a joke, I played along.
Who's there?
Annie. I knew it was a joke, but I was all business.
Annie who?
Anyone at home?
I knew it was just, but I wasn't born yesterday. I was pretty sure it was just Bob fooling around again, and I refused to play the fool. Naturally, I kept my cool and went with the drill.
State your business.
We usually see a guy about a horse.
I knew it was a joke, but I was all business.
All right then, what's the password?
1, 2, 3, 4.
It was the easiest password in the book. In fact, it was too easy. It was so easy that I never thought anyone ever would have actually used it.
All right, come on in.
But of course, it wasn't just Bob who was at the door. It was all of us.
We all came in.
And that's when we finally met the princess.
And what was your reaction to finding Snow White there after she had barged into your house and made herself at home?
I thought it was awesome.
Like a dream come true.
I thought it was a bit of a joke, personally.
No, it was more like destiny or fate. It was kismet, you might say.
It was still a bit suspicious, if you ask me.
No, it was nothing more than just a young gal looking for a place to stay.
What about you, Nerdy?
I'd say the same thing. It was all those things. That's exactly how it was, in my opinion.
huntsman had put a fast one on her.
The evil queen, all along, had believed the huntsman's story to be true. It was only whence she beckoned her magic mirror,
Come hither, mirror.
and whence it came. Then the evil queen knew the huntsman had not been entirely truthful with her. Thus whence the encounter.
What say, mirror?
What say you, my queen?
Tell me I am beautiful, mirror.
You are fair, my queen.
But that was not enough to quell the queen's vanity. Thus she quickly recited,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
As it was when you last asked me, and as it shall be until a timely end, the Princess Snow White is undoubtedly and unquestionably the fairest of all, my queen.
And from that moment on, the evil queen vowed to end Snow White's life. But she knew that if this most evil task would be done, it would be by her own evil hands.
And what was her plan?
Simple. She would just give her a poisoned apple, of course.
A poisoned apple? And just how does one make a poisoned apple?
I'm glad you asked. It's really a simple recipe, and in so of the hands of a capable chef, that is.
Good evening, my pretties, and welcome to Wicked Stepmother's Kitchen. Today we'll be stirring up the handiest little gem for knocking off your arch enemy. It's an entree I like to call the apple of my die! Now, for today's recipe, we start with your everyday run-of-the-mill apple. And when we're done with it, it'll be the most deadly apple you've ever known. But before we begin, please help me welcome my slovenly assistant, Igor! Thank you for joining us, Igor. Now, for this recipe, the main ingredient will be an apple. Igor, do you have the apple? Lovely. And did you bring the poison? Now, this is truly the simplest recipe of them all. All it takes is a little inspiration, ingenuity, and the tiniest dash of revenge. And you have for yourself the deadliest fruit you'd ever imagine. But there is a tiny skosh of prep work that needs to be done beforehand. And here's the secret to the magic. See, the apple we'll be using for this recipe must be completely dehydrated. And for this step, please help me welcome my special guest, the big bad wolf. Welcome, Wolfie.
My pleasure, Your Wickedness.
Now, as I was saying, we need this apple to be completely dehydrated. Wolfie, do your thing. And just like that, we have the least juiciest apple you ever did see. Thank you, Wolfie. Now, for this recipe, we'll need the proper tools. Igor, as well as the proper ingredients. Now, for this recipe, all it takes is a tiny bit of poison, bottoms up, a dash of salt, mix gently, and now we wait for 6 short hours while our thirsty little apple does its magic. A poisoned apple that's certain to knock him dead at the next gathering. Care for a taste, Igor? Join us next time when we uncover the lost art of freshly baked gingerbread and the enticing effects it has on innocent little children that are lost in the woods. Until next time, I'm Evil Stepmother. Saying good food means good riddance. You can find some next time on Wicked Stepmother's Kitchen.
Ooh, juicy, I love it. And as they always say in stories like this, the storyline has just become denser.
I think what you mean to say is the plot thickens.
Whatever. Stay tuned when we come back to Snow White. The evil queen pays Snow White a visit with the poisoned apple.
Will she eat it?
Or will she give that queen the karate chop smash she deserves?
I'm sure what everyone is wondering is, how will Snow White live happily ever after?
Will she ride off into the sunset?
Or will the fates align against her?
Will her story be believable?
Or better yet, hysterical?
All this and more when we come back. Are you tired of those same old tired hair products that never work? Has the hair club for princesses completely let you down? Why fuss with all those other methods when you can have hair like this?
Hi, I'm Rapunzel.
You may know me as a girl who has amazing hair, but just like any other girl, I have tricks up my sleeve to keep me looking this amazing.
Introducing Rapunzel's incredible hair extensions.
With just one simple click, you can have hair worthy as a princess.
With Rapunzel's incredible hair extensions, now I can really let my hair down. Well, hello, my ladies.
So go ahead, girls, let your hair down.
Rapunzel's incredible hair extensions. Call yours today at 1-800-WOW-HAIR. That's 1-800-WOW-HAIR. Also available at participating mall kiosks.
Welcome back as we near the exciting conclusion of our tale. So, for those of you just tuning in, the Evil Queen has just made the poisoned apple.
That's right. Now she needed a disguise. Otherwise, she would have been recognized immediately.
And what better disguise than your old famous Carmen Miranda?
No, her masquerade would have been more classical and convincing.
No, that ain't no mask. This is the mask you would have worn.
No, her mask would have been more romantic.
Help me make the music of the night.
That's ridiculous. You can't be serious.
Seriously, anyone would have seen right through any of those disguises. What she did was something simple and unflattering. A disguise that wouldn't draw attention. Something sympathetic and weak. She disguised herself as an old merchant woman.
And then she knocked on the door.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Owls.
Owls who?
You can say that again.
Oh my goodness. But wait, there's more.
Very funny. Now seriously, who's there?
Ivana.
Ivana who?
Ivana, come in. Open the door already.
You're not really Ivana, are you? Who's out there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you're gonna let me in?
But this weren't no laughing matter. Laughing that an old crone strolled in like she owned the place.
I'm looking for the person in charge.
And seeing as we dwarves were in the mines, we had left Snow White to look after the place.
That's me. I'm in charge here. What's it to you?
Let's just say I got a score to settle.
And that made Snow White just a mite nervous.
We don't want no trouble here. Just what kind of score you reckon to settle?
In apple score.
In apple score?
Nah, in apple score.
That's what I said, ain't it?
Nah, it ain't. See, I got these apples for sale. Best apples this side of the Mississippi there ever was. Best apples any soul ever did see. You follow?
I follow.
And no one ain't never taken a liking to any of the apples I sell.
They ain't? Well, that's darn shame. I ain't never had no apple I didn't pick take a liking to. Seems downright hard to believe that anyone might have turned down a good apple.
Excepting they have, ma'am, begging your pardon. But I mean to finally show 'em all their ways, so to speak. I got here with me the finest, most succulentest apple there ever was. Just one taste, and you'll agree.
Well, then, if it's apple tasting you want, it's apple tasting you'll get. Lay it on me, sister. Do your worst.
So then the queen took 10 paces and stared that princess down.
Throw!
And quicker than lightning, the queen tossed the princess the apple.
What happened next?
The apple was poisoned, remember?
She took a bite of that apple fast and you can say, "Oh, Susanna."
Oh, Sue! Oh, man!
I told you so.
Okay, so go on. What happened next?
The apple was poisoned, remember?
Oh, right. So then, what happened next?
Only the most sad and tragic thing you could imagine. Snow White, our friend, our hero, died.
Right then and there.
You mean she died? As in she was really dead?
Oh yes, she was certainly dead. When we returned, I must have her. I thoroughly examined her, and she was not only merely dead, but
Tragically.
Dramatically.
Physically.
No joking me.
Mysteriously.
Darn pootly.
really, most sincerely dead.
Oh my, oh my. I never realized what a tearjerker this story was before.
Oh, it is. It's just dreadful. But you must remember, the story is not over. There's still hope.
There is? How can there be hope in a time like this?
Trust me, there's hope. There's always hope.
Okay, when we come back, well, I guess there's always hope. Here's for hoping for the best right after these messages.
Are you tired of your kid lounging around watching TV all day? Well, we got just the thing to make your dreams come true.
Hi, I am Mel, and these fairy tale, thrilling adventure stories are just what you need to help your kids stay more interested in your books rather than that lifeless TV of yours.
And they're less than half the price.
It is true. Our books are less than half the price without a dull, expensive TV hanging in your living room.
So come get your books at www.bellsbookstore.com. That's www.bellsbookstore.com.
I guess dreams really do come true.
And we're back. Now, when we last left our story, poor Snow White was dead. Is that right?
Darn Putin.
And you're certain she was, you know.
Without question, we laid out the crime scene and everything.
Time of death, 1,000 hours, roughly. Cause of death? Apple. Apple? Sorry, strike that, make it poisoned apple. I see. Victim? The fairest of them all. And that is? The princess? Her name, please, for the official record. Of course. It's Snow White. No, it can't be. It's true. Oh my. Perpetrator? Unknown. No suspects? Well, the evil stepmother is always a good lead, but we have no evidence to connect her to this crime. At this time, we have no clear suspects. But who done didn't really matter, for at that moment in pranced the handsome prince.
Oh man, who was hilarious.
No so it was romantic.
Are you kidding me? The princess is a total goofball.
Think we should let them judge for themselves.
Good day, peasants.
Finally, Snow White's prince had come.
I've come to rescue a princess in distress.
Well, you're too late, I'm afraid.
Too late? That's impossible! I always arrive just in time to save the day and conveniently make everything a happily ever after.
See? Goofball!
Still handsome and heroic. But the dwarves are right. It was too late. The princess was lost.
Sorry, Princey. The princess is beyond saving. You're too late.
Nonsense! She's just sleeping. Perhaps a true love's kiss will break this curse.
Told you so.
All right, perhaps this glass slipper, which I found glued to the palace stairs, will awaken her. A perfect fit.
The prince became distraught. Nothing he could do would revive the fallen princess. But still, he never gave up hope.
I know. What? The pea. The pea, of course. The princess must be sleeping upon a pea. Help me find it. Aha! Here it is, the pea. This is what has been causing the princess to sleep so soundly.
Pea? I'm not so sure that's what it was.
Yeah, what's that anyway?
The pea!
No. That's just a little bit of balled up stuff. Like a
Probably just the dust bunny.
or a belly buttonlet.
Yes, could be that too.
Where on earth did that come from?
From underneath your mattress, my lady.
That's not what I meant. Now that I think of it, I know exactly where that came from.
Who cares where it came from? The bottom line is that against all odds, I have saved you from a cruel death, my love.
So the handsome and charming prince got down on one knee,
Thus it seems our stars have aligned, bringing us together,
pulled out his grandmother's engagement ring,
bringing us together as husband and wife.
and proposed.
Please say you'll marry me.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Whoa. Excuse me?
They all lived happily ever after.
No, that's not the end of our story.
Wait, what? Isn't that how it all ends?
No.
But you're the romantic dwarf.
Yeah, so?
You mean to tell me she didn't say yes?
No, why would she marry the prince? They barely even knew one another. That's not romantic. That's creepy.
Yeah, real creepy.
But he was a prince.
And
I mean he was handsome and charming.
And?
Didn't he sweep her off her feet and ride off into the sunset?
No, how is that romantic? They barely knew one another.
Didn't she marry the prince?
No!
But what about true love? What about the happy ending? How can a fairy tale end without a wedding?
Trust me, the story has true love and a happy ending. Just wait. Or else, why would I even be here?
And what about the evil queen? What happened to her and the kingdom Snow White left behind?
Oh, he'll take care of that part of the story too. Oh man, does she ever take care of that evil queen? It's a pretty awesome ending.
Well,
Well, what?
Shall we?
Shall we what?
tell the ending, like it really happened.
As it was and as it shall be remembered for all of eternity.
The ending to Snow White's story. The one that no one has ever heard before. Full of secrets, full of twists, full of mystery.
Yes, the way it really, truly happened.
Yes, we should, we shall, we must. All the greatest poets seek truth through beauty. Isn't that what the story of the fairest of them all is really all about?
Yeah. I was looking this, guys, but you got to tell the ending like it is. We're almost trying to fool anyway.
I say we tell the ending just like it really happened. After all, it's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, and mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hilarious too!
Yeah. So, shall we get to awesome ending the way it really happened?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah!
Okay, so let's do this thing. Here goes. Take it away, Weepy.
So once again, as I was saying, the handsome and charming prince got down on one knee, pulled out his grandmother's engagement ring, and proposed.
Please say you'll marry me.
Excuse me?
Oh, come on. Let's get on with it. All this kneeling is hurting my knees. I'm not used to kneeling.
Put a sock in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a surprise guest, the one and only Princess Snow White.
It's Her Majesty or Queen Snow White now?
Right, Her Majesty, the Queen, the real Snow White, everyone.
What's going on here? Who are you? What's with the getup?
Oh, hi. This is nothing. I'm not a princess in real life. I just play it on TV. But I love your work.
And what are you guys doing here?
We're telling your story.
Why?
Inquiring minds want to know?
I'll tell you why, because it's romantic, funny, mysterious, poetic, folksy, and true.
And awesome! Don't forget awesome.
It is! Why, it's the tale of the century.
Very well, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was rather than you telling my story, I should be the one telling it.
Oh, shucks. We were having such a good time telling it.
Very well, you can help me, but as long as I have a say.
As you wish, Your Majesty, as you wish. Someone get the Queen a chair, unless you prefer a throne, that is, Your Majesty.
Not at all. Any old chair will do.
Oh my, it is true. She really is the fairest of them all.
Of course she is. Thank you. Now what do I do?
Just tell your story, sister. But, no offense or anything, Your Highness. If you could keep it brief, that would be great. We're already over time.
Well, what's the rush?
Surely you want the ending to be told properly.
No, seriously, we have to hurry this up.
Not a problem, honey. There is a lot of story left to tell, but if we have to tell it fast, we can tell it fast. Take it away, princess!
Very well, thank you. Now where were we?
So once again, as I was saying, the handsome and charming prince got down on one knee, pulled out his grandmother's engagement ring, and proposed.
Please say you'll marry me.
Oh, but I never had any, Snow White never had any intention of marrying the prince. After all, she had only just met him.
Yeah, ew, gross. Am I right? Am I right?
Ew. No, thank you. Thank you for saving me and all. That was very kind of you. But no, I cannot marry you. After all, we just met. I can't marry someone I just met.
Of course you can. This is a fairy tale.
And that's not my happy ending.
It simply wasn't true love.
I'm really sorry, but my heart belongs to another.
And that's when Snow White hightailed it out of there.
Later.
Oh, but what about me?
Take a hike!
And then I made my way directly to the castle to face the evil queen.
But she couldn't just barge in the place with all the queen's guards. She had to go incognito.
She fooled the guards and made her way into the castle. But little did she know that the evil queen had imprisoned the huntsman.
That's right, he used to be put to death that very afternoon.
Oh my, did she say them?
We're running out of time, remember?
Oh, yes, continue.
I knew I just had to get in there and save him, so I knocked on the door.
You bet she did!
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The fair.
Fair? We're not having a fair. Who's there, I say?
The fair.
That makes no sense at all. Seriously, the names are good, the fair. I'll ask you once again, who's there?
The fair.
All right, fine. The fair who?
The fairest of them all.
There was, just the princess and that there evil queen.
So, you still think you're the fairest of them all, do you?
But Snow White weren't
afraid of nothing.
That's right, I do.
But you gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, princess?
You're darn right, I do.
And that's when Snow White totally outsmarted that evil queen.
Look, a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes, yes, yes! Nothing beats a T-Rex, remember?
I was able to release the huntsman, but the queen called for her guards.
Guards! Guards! Intruder! Intruder in the castle!
The guards rushed Snow White saying but the huntsman held off the attack the best he could. And then when it seemed like all hope was lost...
No, stay away from there! Get away from that meter!
It is often writ, time stops for no man. But in this chance encounter between a fair princess and a magic mirror, time slowed to a near halt, as the reflective glass brimmed upon its footing, teetering and tottering, tottering and teetering, the evil queen running over and swaying with it, to and fro, fro and to. The evil queen then realized that the magic mirror was a symbol of her power, and as it fell to the ground, so did her kingdom.
No!
And that's all it took to defeat the evil queen.
But it wasn't quite over yet.
What are you doing? Don't just stand there. Get them!
But the mirror was broken, you see. The guards had been held captive all this time, held captive by the evil queen's power. And once the mirror was broken, they showed where the true loyalties lie.
And the true loyalty remain to the true heir of the throne.
My princess, we serve you and you alone. You truly are the fairest of them all.
What? No, this isn't how it's supposed to end. I'm the fairest of them all. I'm the fairest.
Oh, hush.
And there's one thing to be done about that.
Take her away. She will live alone and forgotten in exile.
Oh, just you wait. Just wait and see. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little hunting man, too.
You were great.
No, you were great. Where'd you learn to fight like that?
Oh, a little hunting man told me.
It was true love.
No one knows what happened to the evil queen, and no one heard from her again.
In a bit of a poetic justice, the huntsman, who was to be executed that day, had the honor of placing the crown on Snow White's head.
And Snow White went on to be the fairest queen you ever done seen.
And the funniest!
Huh?
And not long after that, Snow White and the huntsman were wed. Oh man, I just love a good wedding.
And after that, they had the most rockin' party the kingdom has ever seen.